Hey, movers and shakers, this is your friend Jay Burnham. Usually I'm telling you I'm coming from Seven Figure Moving Academy, but welcome to a brand new podcast called Moving Company Mentors. And today I've got a very special treat for you. I got my personal friend, the professor of movology, Paul Lafontaine. Paul, thank you so much. I would like to do a real quick Q&A. There was a bunch of people that I put this thing out that I was going to be doing this interview with you, and then what questions that they would want to ask you.
Rapid fire round. Go ahead.
Yes. So the first question that comes in is, for direct mail, what have you found an approach that gets good results? And if that is, can you share that?
Sure. My direct mail is a postcard that's slightly oversized. It has a picture of a family on it, which I was actually told about online. Stephanie Richardson, out of a neighbor down here out of Colorado Springs, did an A/B test, so I'm going to give her all credit for that. So the image of moving trucks kind of worked. The family works a little bit better, and then oversized postcards for me. I know there's a lot of techniques that some people use, envelopes, et cetera, but that's just my experience with them. What I find is that postcards are a good complement to other forms of marketing. So many, many times people say, oh, I heard about you on the radio and I got a postcard. I saw you online and I got. So the postcard becomes a way to reinforce your presence. I don't think postcards just on their own are the actual answer. I think it's the fact that it's part of a mix of ways that people hear about you.
I think I've read someplace so it takes like 7 points of contact or visualization for them to really, let's call.
Remember you, yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. Next question is, what methods, aside from direct mail, have worked to help you obtain higher end jobs?
Real estate professional relationships have been the number one for me. I have a small community, so everybody kind of knows everybody and we track each other, but the real estate referrals are the number one source of revenue. After that is Google Organic, which is just, I think Google Organic is a reflection of those 7 points of contact. People will know about us, hear about us. I am a member of the Rotary. I am a member of the Chamber. I go to all the events. We sponsor a duck race where our truck is out there for free. The Summit Foundation, which is a nonprofit here, I offer them essentially free services year round. They take me up on that like 3 or 4 times. And they do a lot of charitable work. I support, I mean, I can go on and on. So I do a lot of that because all of that bubbles up through Google Organic. They say, I was at this event, things like that. So if you're in a city, if you're trying to knock things down in Dallas, Texas, it might be a little different to get that kind of level of penetration. But I find that local activity in a small town area works very well for me. And then Google Organic after that. So real estate, Google paid, sorry if I misspoke. So real estate referrals, Google Organic, which is really a function of being present, and then Google Paid.
Good. Excellent. Thank you. And another guy comes out and he goes, it would be very interesting to know what you're doing to break things down and get a better insight into finances than the typical owner. What accounts you track, charts of accounts, metrics you measured, and what tools you're using for this aside from his accounting suite, which we've done a lot of that today. But is there anything?
Thank you, Bob from Australia. Let me give the question a very direct answer. You will, whether you have a bookkeeper, an accountant, or some finance professionals, you will drive them crazy trying to take the chart of accounts, which is the basic way everything is counted, and play with that. So my recommendation is, having tried, I reorganized my chart of accounts around a principle of accounting that got me into real hot water with my accountant. So we put it back. So what QuickBooks allows you to do, now I've just was going on about having to create these other sheets. Of course, you should have QuickBooks or some other accounting software. The thing to do is to learn how to create reports that extract information in ways you want to see them. I have about 9 reports. This is a whole other podcast, maybe, Jay. I have 9 reports that give me a slice of a look into storage, a slice of a look into fleet, a slice of a look into labor, these kinds of things. And they're useful at the end of the year to say, okay, how much did my storage make me this year? But those are reports that, if you think about your chart of accounts, is your basic collection point for all your information, and the reports pull from them. So become very good at report making in QuickBooks.
Mhm.
sit and ask, how can I ask this question in a way that I can pull it out?
Mhm.
And you will create and the question was about how do you differentiate yourself from other owners?
Mhm.
You will ask questions in a way that is unique to you and only you think about your business. And here's a very specific example. Where you track insurance for your trucks. Insurance for our trucks is actually kind of a funny thing. Insurance for our car that we drive back and forth to work is if I get in an accident, but insurance for trucks actually includes cargo, which is the majority of the insurance, which is any damages.
Mhm.
So in fact, do you carry insurance under cost of goods sold, meaning you attribute it to the job, which really it's an evaluation category
Mhm.
because you're collecting money for valuation to try to pay insurance in case you break things. So your cargo has this whole kind of profit and loss.
Mhm.
And then obviously if you get an fender bender and everybody's okay, but you got to pay for the damage to the other car, that comes from a different kind of category, but you only get one bill for your insurance. How do you do that? There's no wrong or right answer to that. It's just how you want to think about it. And so the question was, what do you do financially that's unique? You understand how you think about your business and you create a reporting system that actually reflects that.
Great. Man, what beautiful answers, and thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. You are one of the guys that I definitely look up to. I mean, I started my YouTube channel, I started the Facebook group, and I thought I was pretty knowledgeable. But when I started it and I started having guys like you on that and giving your guys' opinions and your tutelage, I learned, I mean, I really realized that I knew nothing. And
I think you knew more than you know, but I appreciate the kind words. Thanks.
but yeah, I mean, and it was just amazing to learn from you because the last year or so of running my business, because of the group and because of the input that you guys did, I was really able to really do really well in my business, and it's because of that, I'm really thank you because you really expanded upon my perception of the business and how honorable it is.
Very kind.
And you're a huge contributor to it. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the group, but you are definitely a huge contributor. And that's one reason why I called you the professor. And I really hope that sticks.
Well, I hope that's in a Gilligan's Island kind of spirit because the professor could always make that bike where they could.
Yeah, he could.
So
Yeah,
if I can just figure out how to keep my trucks running with that kind of ingenuity, I'll be okay.
Yeah, he could fix anything with some twine and couple of coconuts.
He was MacGyver before there was MacGyver. No, I appreciate the kind words, and it's my pleasure to help.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna end off here, and I really appreciate your time.
No problem.